What's not to love about a guy who faints at his own wedding? Here is the Reverend Reuben Gregory, who finally did marry Thelma Fry, Anna Maria Horsford, and Clifton Davis from Amen. I'll tell you what, you'd never expect to find this next couple in a bar. I mean, I'm beginning to understand everything they say, and I'm getting nervous about myself. Here from the Cheers Tavern, and should we all have a hit like this? Here are Bebe Neuwirth and Kelsey Grammer.
Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get
Is the coach going to marry this woman or what? No. He can't commit. This guy is an insecure male animal who only knows about X's and O's. I'm getting kind of...
Well, a few other...
Huh?
A few other things.
Yeah, he knows a few other things, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
Not just X's and O's. Bacon and eggs.
And Thelma, you finally got him, honey.
Yeah, he was a little insecure, too.
Huh?
He was a little insecure, too. He was scared to commit, too. I thought you were talking about him.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
No. Men aren't afraid to commit. But young men, sometimes boys, they don't want to make a commitment.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you what, I would have carried Anna Maria in like that, but... But the last time I did that, I was in traction for a few weeks.
As a matter of fact, you have a very personal place in the hearts of your viewers. I know you have people scolding you or scolding you.
Him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but how could you possibly make this woman jump through hoops like this? They would kill to have their sons bring home this young woman.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Anna Maria is wonderful, but beyond that, I think Thelma is interesting, exciting, and keeps life wonderful. But the executive producers and writers wanted to keep this, this chemistry, this electricity going. I almost died when they wouldn't let. When they wrote this thing where I had to faint, I said, "Oh no, come on! I kept this girl going for years now. What are we gonna?" I couldn't go to the supermarket. I mean, people were saying, "What did you do to that girl? I hope she finds somebody else. I'm sick of you."
Here's what I find interesting, Bebe. The man has, underneath all this, if you know what I mean, is a real kind of passionate guy.
Right.
Yes.
And so is Lilith under all that.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yes. So you were able to find each other past this facade. And who would have thought to put characters like this in a bar? This is a fabulous idea, and it's quite obviously worked.
Really good producers, writers, I think.
Yeah. And the show is now being sold again for the next year for, I think, $1.7 billion. So you guys are set for life.
They're ugly rumors.
Well, is it still a happy camp after all the success?
Yes, very happy. Actually, it gets happier every year. I think we're all very, very close and affectionate toward one another, really. It's a good group.
Yes. I want to show you, you know about the coach. I mean, he's a lovable guy. That's always a little Neanderthal. You got to get, every guy's got some baggage. Here is a scene. Listen to this. He comes onto her set. She's the newscaster, as you know. comes onto her set after breaking her heart, and he's talking about his future plans, and she isn't in them. You know, he wants to, you know, read Argosy magazines after he gets his pro coaching job. This is funny. Here you have the working woman, a figure totally misunderstood by the coach, and it's never been more cleverly showcased as it is in this scene. Watch this. He's trying to apologize to her.
What I'm getting
Did it good.
Yeah,
Did it good. The coach does deliver.
Oh, he's
You still
great.
aren't married, however.
No.
I don't know what you're waiting for. It is rating
Well,
period.
I think what we're waiting for is, at least, you know, traditionally in my life anyway, is it's just fear. I mean, having been through a relationship that didn't work out, it's just terribly, I'm just afraid to get involved with somebody else and watch it also dissolve into that. You know, when you're breaking up and it's all happening, it's the worst experience that you can ever go through, you know. And I think that a man that is afraid of his sensitivity, when he finds a woman that brings that out in him, is especially fearful that he's going to lose it. Yeah. And
well, wouldn't it just like you fall in love with a career woman like this?
Are you guys going to get married this season?
Yeah, let's get to this. Come on. Hey, come
you don't
on.
want our theories. You just want to know. No, honestly, I don't know. If I had to make a guess, I would say no. I would think that they would not have us get married. But I really don't know.
That scene
I don't know.
was
What do you
so
think?
wonderful. That was probably my favorite scene.
Was it? Yeah.
From
was
all
it?
of your shows. It was wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you think we're getting married?
Yes.
no.
No.
This is for Craig.
Yeah.
You seem to be very well adept in comedy, but your other roles, I've seen you as a villain in Action Jackson, and also you played a pilot during daytime TV. When did you start doing comedy?
That was the first thing I did, was stand-up comedy in '69 with Barry Levinson. We had a duo, and that's how I got started, was doing that, to make money, of course. I like that white hair. Action Jackson, yeah.
Hi, my question's for Lilith. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. First of all, I'd like to say Cheers is my all-time favorite show. It's next to All My Children, but, you know, it's right up there. But I heard you...
Very similar.
I heard you sing on Cheers, Sonny Boy, and I was just wondering if you started out being a singer or...
No, I started as a dancer.
Oh, yeah.
And when you dance on Broadway, you have to sing also, so now I sing also.
I saw her in a show about, I guess, 2 years ago, singing and dancing. She is an extraordinary singer and dancer. She's really a gifted performer.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's really fabulous.
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of the people that you see on television so often, you think, the producers even, and audiences tend to pigeonhole and say, well, that's what that person does. But you never know. I mean, like Craig, you know, did stand-up, and Shelley's got a
Kelsey
best.
has an unbelievable singing voice.
Incredible.
Thank you.
I started on Broadway. Anna started acting in New York. She was a television producer for 13 years. She was very young when she did it. And I've got an album out that people don't know about necessarily.
Well, they know now.
Yeah. And that's due to that clever segue.
Yeah, I just want to say that Lilith is much younger and prettier.
Well,
than
I'm
I
not
thought.
Lilith, you see.
No, well, whoever. And I want to know if there was a reason that you got carried in.
Carried in to the studio.
You
broken
have a
leg.
sore foot.
No, there's staging. Yeah. I was just trying to pull focus. No, I have knock wood. There's nothing physically wrong with me that I couldn't walk in.
The reason is she's a fabulous guest and wants to make you laugh.
I just wanted Kelsey to get his workout.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
want to know what type of underwear Lilith wears under those suits.
Ooh.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, that was my next question, actually. And the reason you want to know is...
I'd like to answer that, actually. I don't really know, but I fantasize that it's quite risque and yes, pleasing.
Yes.
I wanted to direct this to Kelsey Grammer. The episode with Rebecca getting married. Would you do your rendition of Isn't It Romantic?
Oh, Lord. I can't. No. I can't. I need my musicians and stuff. I need my backup crew.
Yeah, I'll do it for you during the commercial.
Isn't it romantic? Isn't it romantic?
Clifton, I've got a question. What time do you actually get up in the morning to do a taping of your show? And how long does it take to do an actual show? Well, actually, it takes 5 days to get the whole show done. We actually have it much better than film shows because we're videotaped. We don't have to get there really until 10 in the morning, mostly because Sherman probably doesn't want to be there until 10. Neither do we, as a matter of fact. But I get up quite early because I have a commute. I have to drive in through the traffic, and I get to my office before that and take care of my personal appearance schedule and other involvements because I produce as well. And then I get to work after I've been to work. And we work until about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And
tape day is 12 to about 10.
Yeah, we work from 12 to 10 or 11 at night on tape day.
Let me share with this audience. Incidentally, did you see the show where they were going to get married? And guess what happened? We'll show you. This is funny. Anna Marie, I'll tell you what. Talk about dues. Nobody did any favors for you. You were a receptionist, right, for a long time at PBS in New York?
I started off as an office temp. Got there as an office temp, asked a lot of questions, and Ellis Hazlett, the man I worked for, liked me, and he said, boy, you're inquisitive and you work hard. And I got promoted to a production assistant, then assistant producer, and then producer.
You're a virgin in waiting on this.
Yes, I was it cleaned up my whole past.
I tell you.
That is wonderful.
Yes, I think she said she was the oldest virgin in Philadelphia.
Well, here comes the virgin on her first try. She finally hooks Clifton, Reverend Reuben Gregory, the reluctant suitor, and they finally, and here she comes down the aisle with Sherman, and watch this. This is fun. I wish I wrote that. Well, if you, yes, ma'am.
You all seem to have such rapport. Can these situations work if you don't like each other?
I think it's easier to like the person. I think it's just much easier. And I don't know, a lot of writers used to come on the show and say, oh, you all look like you like each other. And I said, well, what does that mean? And they said, oh, we went to a few sets and they don't even talk, which I find it's very hard to believe that you would spend 5 years or even one day with somebody that you hate that much. It must be very hard. A lot of bad
I've heard stories that happens, but we've really been blessed because not only did we kind of like each other as professionals, but then we started really coming together with our approach to the work. We both really love the acting task, and we've become almost best friends, as a matter of fact.
And it's more intelligent to like the people you work with every day.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I was going to ask you, Selma, something in the same line. But what if he left the show and you had to deal with somebody that you didn't like and the chemistry was not there? How would you deal with the situation?
Well, you keep thinking about the house note and the fans. I mean, you really have to be a dreadful person for me to dislike you. Because I like everything.
Or you can just get them fired.
Are you telling me? Awful. You mean you could do without me, huh?
No, I could do with another man. I mean, no, it's okay. I'm an actress. Yes.
Anna Marie, I was wondering, are they going to ever let Thelma cook a decent meal?
Now, you see, the big problem is Thelma doesn't know that she can't cook. You all know that because you hear them talking about me behind my back. Nobody has ever had the nerve to confront me and tell me that. Think about that. So Thelma thinks she's hot stuff.
Do I understand Kelsey Grammer to say that here you are on the #1, I can't imagine the millions, there's nobody nowhere ain't seen Cheers. And yet you can get on an elevator without being recognized. That's so
No, not so much anymore. But for once in a while, when I grow my beard in and stuff and wear a hat. But you know,
right. How about you, Bebe? Is it?
I don't get recognized too much. Once in a while, about half the time I do get recognized. Also, it's when they hear me talk. Yeah. Like I've had people come around the other side of a grocery aisle saying, "I heard that voice," and
I get.
Yeah, that's how it usually happens. If they're having some trouble, the voice will cap it. Yeah.
You're both psychiatrists.
Well, we play psychiatrists. I haven't a clue.
I'm an MD, psychiatrist.
Not to be confused with your wife who's a PhD?
I got a whole...
I'm not sure.
I got
She's got
a
a whole
gang
different bunch of degrees.
It's a MD, PhD, EDD, APA.
Something, yeah.
Triple A.
You're an alphabet soup. In any event, you're both eggheads, and we are told that you have discovered in each other the passion behind the facade. And boy, do they deliver some lines for you guys. To wit, this scene from Cheers. Here comes the happy couple now into the bar. Just your...
Have you ever had any really embarrassing or awkward situations on the set? Any of you?
Well, Ted pulled down Woody's pants once.
I had to carry, it was a funny scene where I was supposed to carry Anna over the threshold. And really, I make jokes about it. I really have no problem carrying Anna. But the executive producer said, I want you to struggle with this, and I want you to make it last. I said, how long? He said, 25 seconds. I want you all over the room before you land on the sofa. So I carried her in, and I'm struggling like this with her, and suddenly we fell down on the sofa, and Anna's skirt came way up here. And I mean, everything was showing. And I went to pull it down, and Anna went, She said, no, leave it up.
Embarrassment moment for you, not for me.
Didn't embarrass her, but I was nonplussed.
Yes. And we have that tape, and we'll be showing that in just a minute. I'm kidding. We'll be back in good old Los Angeles, California, in just a moment.
Christine Armstrong, the newscaster, will tell.
Is there ever any jealousy at home from your relationships on the set?
No, I don't find that at all.
Well, I get letters from, Shelley Fabares is married to Mike Farrell, and I wish he'd stop calling me.
My spouse had some problems with I seem to be enjoying the kissing too much on the air. But as it
cried at the wedding.
That's what I was going to say. As it turned out, Anna and she have become very good friends, and we had a wedding show, and there's my wife crying, going, "Isn't it beautiful? That's my husband marrying her."
Do you find yourself falling?
No problem with me.
Oh.
No, not at all.
Do you find yourself falling for each other, being so close all the time?
Nah.
Well, now you speak for yourself.
Yes, we're joking.
We're joking. Actually, I do love Anna in a very special way, because it's like friendship and professionalism all rolled up into one, because she happens to be just a wonderful human being, very sensitive. I mean, she sends birthday cards to my mother-in-law, okay? She's just that kind of person. And when my family is sick, she calls. She's deeply concerned, and she's a good friend.
My question is to Shelley Fabares. What do you see in him? I mean,
Real fun day for you, Craig.
Yeah. No, I've been really clear from the very beginning. I love Hayden. There is, a lot of people have said that to me. What is it about? But I think Hayden is just a remarkably wonderful man. He is, he's impossible. I figure the first 20 minutes of any conversation, he's going to say, no, I don't want to. And that, but she understands that about him. And the fact is, he's really a good person. He's, his soul is really a good soul.
Well, you know, the record has to say that there's a lot of folks out there like Hayden.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
Fox.
That's right.
You know, there's an oafish quality, but you know he's never going to be mean. I don't think. You know, it's certainly not that.
No, I think he's a really good person.
And he's a man that protects you. Don't you feel protected?
Oh, sure.
I think that's what women want sometimes.
Well, I think, and Christine, though, is a very strong woman, but, and yes, he does protect her, and just bottom line, she knows that he's, his heart has got a great heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question is for the coach. Did he ever play any high school sports?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't very good at them, though. I was rejected by about every football coach I ever met, and as a result, I'm getting back at every damn one of them. It's very hard to live in this sensitive shell that I live in.
It's for everybody. At home, either in passion or arguments, do you ever slip and use your television show partner's name?
No, you know, we're acting the parts of these people. We're not, you know, this is
a funny question.
thing that we go to, and this is, you know, it's not
that confusing.
Yeah, it really isn't.
It's pretty clear.
Yes.
This question is for Craig. Do you prefer doing movies or working on TV and sitcoms?
For the last 2 weeks, I've really wanted to do a film. And I've really begun to wonder where the hell my career's gone. I'm stuck in this guy, and when I hear, you know, one of the things that kind of, one of the things I've tried to do with the character, and I know this is just not going to make any sense at all, is to make him lovable and to make him understandable, because this is a very difficult character to do that with. And sometimes when I hear the response, what do you see in him, I don't think I'm doing my job. And I've missed the boat here. It seems to me there's like 90% of the American males are this way. They just don't admit it. And but yeah, I'd love to do a movie. Again,
happen to have a part of it.
Again, anything at all.
Yes, this is for Bebe. I enjoyed you in Green Card. Do you have any future motion pictures in the works?
Yes, but very small part, and I'm a little too superstitious to say it until I finish doing it, and then I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
I have your marriage, or your show at home. But anyway, so I know what we see in you. We just love you to death. Craig.
Oh.
But what I wanted
sorry, what's your name?
No, my husband's jealous of how I love you. But anyway, what I wondered is, why don't you do more personal interviews? We don't know anything about you personally.
Well, that's why.
Well, I want to know.
Because I'm a very private person, and it's taken me a very long time to become unreclusive. I'm just the opposite of what I get very nervous in front of people. I'm not an open person usually. I've got a lot of things in my past I don't want you to know about, and
He has no sense of humor. None.
Right, none.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I know about Craig.
What?
You bailed out of civilization, went up on a side of a mountain somewhere, built your own house, lived there.
Yes.
Not alone, but with your...
My former wife and my 3 kids.
Oh.
And actually did the whole house, huh?
Well, we built a log cabin on 40 acres with no electricity and no running water, and that was in the wilderness from 73 to 78.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, and
he said former wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had to find a man that had some plumbing.
Now, Craig, but now, the reason you did this was what? You just figured this is what you wanted to do? I don't know. Was
the reason was because basically we'd opened the Rudy DeLuca and Sammy Shore had opened the Comedy Store in '73, and I had reached a point in my career that I was just known as a big guy that did comedy, and it was very discouraging to me, so we left. And went up there to find the inner person, I guess.
And it was a good thing. You were there, what, 5, 6 years?
5.5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I came back here in 1978. I was on food stamps and welfare, and
literally,
yeah. And I was in the middle of a divorce, and that came from a whole other area. But what I learned there was how to survive. I mean, basically, they could do anything they wanted to me. I came back to the business to get back in it as an actor, not as a comedian. And I thought, well, okay, they can do anything they want, but they can't take away my survival instinct, and that's what I thought.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Travel to Los Angeles arranged through Continental. Whether you're taking off for a family vacation or a romantic getaway, come fly with Continental for a great winter vacation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, questions for Craig. I noticed you have a big phobia about asking Shelley to marry you on Coach because you've been married before and you're just afraid to get married again. Is that the same situation in real life?
It was for me, yeah. I was married for 13 years, and I've been with my new wife, Doria, for also 13 years, and it took me almost 11 years to ask her to marry me.
And she waited that long. Jeez.
When you're getting what she's getting, you wait.
Excuse me, I just wondered, is that electricity and indoor plumbing?
If I could have your attention, please, Dr. Fraser Crane will now explain this all to us. What intermeaning hath does. Here's the young man who played, you were in Macbeth and in the Broadway production of Othello.
Yes.
Well, aren't you some hot kind of stuff?
Yes, I am, thank you.
Yes. You probably, I assume you missed the old classic bard.
Yeah, I'm thinking about treading the boards again pretty soon. You know, maybe this summer. Do something in San Diego or something.
You're looking good.
Thanks.
Man.
So are you, Phil?
Thank you.
You look good.
And Bebe?
I did my impression of Captain Nemo today. Yeah.
Boy, you sit here, Fraser Crane, with a James Mason.
Like that? Yes, it is actually.
He does James Mason and John Wayne saying Fraser's lines.
Yeah.
So
he keeps a happy camp between the takes. Yes, ma'am.
This is directed towards Bebe and Kelsey. We talked about you all the way up here. We didn't know you were going to be here today.
My
and,
Lord.
This is really a privilege, and it would not, Cheers would not be the same without Fraser and Lois.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Did my name come up at all as you were driving?
Yes. You're on the way to my show.
I just wondered if Craig's going to make her move the news to noon so supper would be ready at 6.
No
Well,
way.
I got to tell you, you really haven't. Shelley, you know, this lady here is one of the most incredible people to be around. And I had a lot of chances to work with a lot of interesting actresses, but this woman is perhaps one of the finest human beings you'll ever want to be around. To have her on the set and monitoring what goes on between Jerry Van Dyke and myself and remain impassive and the peacemaker, you got to have, to know this lady is to love her deeply. I mean, she is part of our family now, but more than that, she's one of the most caring people I've ever been around. And really fine actress.
Ask Mike Farrell.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Here are Reuben Gregory and his beloved Thelma on their honeymoon. They finally got married. From Amen, let's take a peek, voyeurs. Watch this. SNBC's Amen, and Thelma is, I regret to inform you, no longer a virgin.
I
I just wanted to say,
well, let's hope not, huh?
I grew up with Shelley Fabares with the Donahue show, and I really, really love that. And I'm so glad to see you evolve to what you are now.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That was a wonderful time in my life, and those were great years for me. I'd just like to say what Craig said to me when we went to, just before the clip started. I said, Craig, thank you. You know, he said, oh, you owe me 5.
Question for Clifton, Davis, and Anna Marie. I understand that MC Hammer is supposed to be starring on your show. Has he been on your show? And if he has, how is it working with him?
Well, yes, we did film an episode with MC Hammer, and he and I became good friends right away. He's a down-to-earth fellow. He's really nice, and he's got a lot of talent and a lot of presence. He doesn't have a lot of acting experience, but didn't make a whole lot of difference. He really knows how to play a part and be involved. It's going to be a wonderful show.
It's going to be on in a couple of weeks. Keep looking, yeah.
And we will keep looking, as we hope you will to this program, as we continue in just a moment.
This is for Ann. Ann, are you going to be having a baby in the show?
I think so. I've been doing a lot of sex lately. Somehow on TV, you can't have that much sex and not have a baby.
And I've had a little something to do with that.
Yeah, no, she knows. Yes, yeah.
Fraser, whatever happened between you and Diane?
Huh? What happened? What happened?
What happened between you and Diane?
Oh, well, the bloom was off the rose a long time ago. She was never really in love with Fraser.
Who's Diane?
Oh.
Right.
You lived with her? It just didn't quite work out. She always was really in love with Sam, and Fraser was very, very hurt by it. He was very much in love with her, but I think he always knew there was something wrong.
Here is a lesson on how to fight with your spouse, so that we all might live in a kinder, gentler nation. Here are from Cheers. Here is our happy couple having a rather, shall we say, mild disagreement.
Uh-oh.
I like that joke.
My question is directed to Shelley Fabares. How was it working with Elvis Presley, the king?
That was wonderful. I did 3 pictures with Elvis, and they were incredibly silly movies, but we had no delusions about that, and we just had a wonderful time doing them. He was a very shy, very sweet, had a very sweet sense of humor, man. I loved him a lot.
Yes, I want to ask Craig if the coach is ever going to lead the football team to state champs this season.
Right.
Yeah, they have plans to take us to a bowl game, I think, next year, a winning season. Right. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, yeah. Something positive to look forward to.
Hi, I've got a question for Craig and Shelley. The lines are so outrageously funny. Do you go through this so many times before the actual tape that you can do it deadpan and it's not hilarious at the time?
Well, I find that, I mean, yes, ultimately that's part of our job to do the show. But I do find Hayden just tickles me no end. And what Craig does with Hayden makes me laugh endlessly. There are times where I don't do what I'm supposed to do, and I do laugh. And then if I have Craig and Jerry in the scene at the same time, well, it's, you're on your knees.
I'll tell you what,
it's impossible.
Can I just say that, I don't know if you think our show's funny either, but...
I think you can relax a little bit.
Begging for fans again, Bebe. Go on.
But that is...
I recognize that voice.
Absolutely. That is absolutely the most difficult part of my job. The hardest thing to do is to do it with a straight face. Yeah. I mean, Kelsey cracks me up. His back, I could look at his back and just laugh like you. And also what they write is so hysterically funny. Their writers are laughing at me laughing at myself before I even say the line because I know it's such a funny line. Not at me, it's the
Sherman's
line.
straight man, and I want you to know that probably the hardest job with Sherman, because he'll do some funny things during the week that you're ready for, but when the light goes on and it's showtime, Sherman will do some things that will blow your mind.
Right.
You're gritting your teeth, biting your tongue, everything in the world to keep from busting out laughing.
You know, it's a very instructive thing to see what happens without lying. You know, all this, what was that move? you
Body
did?
language.
Fabulous stuff. I'm being heard straight. You wanted to say.
First of all, this is for Craig and Shelley, and I wanted to say my favorite episode was the one where Craig spilled the grape juice on her white carpet.
Yes,
and tried to cover it up, but then he told her. And I wanted to know if you both like TVs or movie better.
I like what we're doing right now.
Yes.
A lot.
I was raised doing television, so it's the arena that I enjoy the most.
And we'll be back in just a minute.
Here we go. Are Lily and Fraser kissing on the show as good as kissing off the air?
Well, we don't do that off the air.
Shelley and Craig, what kind of a relationship do you have off of the air? Are you friends?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, we're like a family.
There's a real undercurrent between these two people.
I just want you to know all three couples have done such a wonderful job to make a better place for all of us. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Craig T. Nelson, are Dauber and Jerry Van Dyke fun to work with?
Oh, they're a lot of fun to work with, and I'd just like to say let's bring everybody back home, huh?
Hey, I'll say.
This is for Kelsey. I thoroughly enjoyed your singing in that last episode. I wondered if it came naturally or were you kind of uptight about it?
Actually, I'm always a little bit nervous when I sing, but I started singing before I became an actor. I used to sing in churches and stuff like that when I was a boy. I had a prematurely bass voice.
To Kelsey and Bebe. Kelsey
sung
and Bebe.
professionally also.
Yes, a bit.
When Shelley Long left the show, there was a lot of controversy about whether the show was going to make it and have the same pizzazz. What would happen, do you think, if Ted Danson left?
Oh, and the show. History gone. Yeah, I think Ted's sticking around for the duration, and then it may be a couple more years. You know, we'll see.
My question is directed toward Kelsey. Do you plan on doing any movie roles in this?
Oh, I keep hoping.
My question's for either one of the kids on Cheers. Is Ted really bald?
Oh, God. Total egghead. It's incredible. No, the light that shines off of that dome.
And we'll be back in a moment.
For a transcript of today's show, send $3 to Donahue Transcripts, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 1007, or call 212-227-READ.
I wanted to spend time with her, and I wanted to be near her.
When the other man is a woman. Next Donahue.
Hey, here's an album or cassette. Clifton Davis. Guess who helped to produce it? Did you help there?
I did the video.
She produced the video for me and directed it.
And don't forget Bebe and Green Card.
It's called
Currently,
Say
a lot of
Amen.
people. Yeah, a lot of people have it.
Coach. Yeah.
Coach, I was wondering, I haven't received my invitation yet for the wedding.
Must have got lost in the mail. Yes, ma'am.
Are they ever going to let Lilith lighten up a bit and relax?
I think they have.
Well, she is who she is. You know, we can't change her character.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
Sugar Twin, the diet sweetener that costs less, tastes great, and sweetens perfectly. Sugar Twin, sweet taste, sweeter price.
Making furniture the right way.